Next, we'll see here the heat generated in the general bearing. So we'll see here heat generated in the general bearing. Now, what is formula is given here? Qg is equals to mu Wv. Okay, this is the formula. Qg is equals to mu Wv.
N.
V Qg is equals to mu Wv. This is the formula that Newton meter per second or joule per second or watt. This is the unit. Okay, this is unit. Where our mu is coefficient of friction. W is a load acting on the bearing in Newton. So pressure on the bearing in Newton per meter square into projected area of the bearing. This will become that one, because we already seen yesterday P is equals to W upon L into D. So from that we'll get W is equals to P into L into D. V is your rubbing velocity in Newton per meter square. Now, if I wrote V is equals to this one, so we know V is in meter per second. We can take V is equals to pi d n by 60. Okay, where this n is the speed of the general in RPM. Now we'll see the heat dissipated. First, we have seen the heat generated. Now we'll see the heat dissipated in the bearing. And yes, it is given by this formula. Heat dissipated, Qd is equals to C into A. This is the formula for heat dissipated. This is the Qd is equals to C into A into Tb minus Ta. Unit is joule per second or watt. 1 joule per second is equals to 1 watt. Where C is your heat dissipation coefficient in watt per meter square per degree Celsius. A is the area, that is projected area of the bearing. Tb is the temperature of bearing surface. Ta is the temperature of surroundings in air. The value of C can be determined exponentially by O Lasche's. The value of C has been determined by experimentally by O Lache, and the average value for the unventilated bearing, that is in still air, it is given in between this one 140 to 420 watt per meter square per degree Celsius, and for well ventilated bearing it is given this one. So next, if you are given, if suppose it is given surrounding temperature, that is outside air temperature and oil film temperature, from that you will get Tb minus Ta using this relation. Tb minus Ta is equals to 1 by 2 To minus T naught. This is the relationship given by the O Lasche's is given. The key points are there, that is your note points, where for the well-designed bearing, the temperature of the oil film should not be more than 60 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, the viscosity of the oil decreases rapidly and the operation of the bearing is found to suffer. The temperature of oil film is often called as operating temperature of the bearing. Second point, in case the temperature of the oil film is higher, then the bearing is cooled by circulating water through coils built in the bearing. In third one, the mass of the oil to remove the heat generated at the bearing may be obtained by equating a heat generated to the heat taken away by the oil. So here we have to equate the heat generated to the heat taken away by the oil, and Qt, that is the heat taken away, is given by M into S into T. Again, same unit, joule per second or watt, where M is your mass of the oil in kg per second. S is your specific heat of the oil, and its value you have to take in between this anyone you can opt. T is the difference of outlet and inlet temperature of the oil film. Now we'll see the design procedure. We'll see the design procedure for general bearing. Design procedure for general bearing. So in first step, the following procedure we have to adopt in designing the general bearing. When the bearing loaded, the diameter and the speed of the shaft is known. So in that condition, first we have to take this one. We have to determine the length. First, what we have to do? First, we have to determine the length by choosing L by D ratio. So how much L by D ratio we have, how much L by D ratio we have to take? So how much L by D ratio we have to take? I already you have seen that L by D ratio, it will come 0. Or we have to take this L by D ratio using whatever given condition from data handbook. Second one, once you got L by D ratio, second step, we have to check the bearing pressure using this relation. We have to check the bearing pressure using this relation. P is equals to W upon L into D. Okay. After that, third step is we have to assume a lubricant and its operating temperature T naught. This temperature should be between this one. T naught should be between this one, with 82 degrees Celsius as the maximum for the high temperature installations such as turbine blade. This is one more condition. Then next, we have to determine the operating values of Zm by P. Assume bearing temperature and check the value with corresponding values. To determine the possibility of the maintaining fluid thickness operation, then we have to assume some C by D ratio, that is our clearance ratio. We have to assume something. Then next is we have to determine the coefficient of friction using one relation we already got. Mu is equals to 33 upon 10 raised to power something. One relation is there, we have seen already. Then next we have to find the heat generated, that is your Qg mu W into V. Mu W into V is your equation. We have to determine the heat dissipated, that is your Qd is equals to C into A into Tb minus Ta. This is our relation. At last step is there, where we have to see, we need to determine the thermal equilibrium condition so that C heat dissipated becomes at least equal to heat generated. In case heat generated is more than heat dissipated, then either by bearing is redesigned or it is artificially cooled. So to find out this one, we have to use Qt is equals to okay, small m capital S into T, this relation. From there you will get the values. Okay, as it is mentioned here, artificial cooling. So in order to check the artificial cooling, whether it is required or not, or amount of artificial cooling required, it will given by heat generated minus heat dissipated. Amount of artificial cooling required. Amount of artificially cooling. I will write a different place also. So I will write here. Amount of artificial cooling. Amount of artificial cooling required is given by heat generated minus heat dissipated. Using this equation you will get. Then once you know that artificial cooling is required, means if the value is coming in positive or higher values will come, then you'll see the heat artificial cooling is required. Then after that, once you got the artificial cooling is required, then you have to see what is the amount or mass, what are the mass is required. So for this we have to use this equation, Qt is equals to m into s into t, to checking the mass or to determine the mass of lubricant, the mass of lubricating oil required for artificial cooling. It will come from this one. Qt is equals to m into s into t. Okay, so amount of artificial cooling required is equals to Qg minus Qd. This is the from this you will get the amount of artificial cooling required. And once you know artificial cooling is required, then you have to determine the mass of the lubricant required for artificial cooling. So for using this equation, we will get the mass for the artificial cooling required. So the determine the coefficient of friction mu by using the relationship. So relationship is this one, mu is equals to 33 upon 10 raised to power 8 Zn by P. Then D by C plus K. So here this K value, we are taking 0.002 because we are assuming L by D depends upon the L by D ratio. We are considering this value. So we are considering this L by D ratio is in between 0.75 to 2.8. If L by D ratio is coming this one, we are taking K is equals to this value. If we'll put here, we'll get some new value from there.